Welcome to Firm Learning. I hope you all had a great Christmas holiday. I for sure spent some great time with my family. We are now outside taking a little Christmas walk. Hope indeed you also find some time to relax and to recharge your batteries in these difficult times. So today I have a very special video idea for you. I will talk about how to set goals and objectives for 2021. And I use a system that also large companies use to set their goals for their whole corporate level. And this is a system that is called OKRs, Objectives and Key Results. You might have already heard about it. It's a pretty common, pretty well-known system. And today I'm going to show you how you can adapt this system, simplify it a little bit, but make it work for your personal life as well. So welcome to another video here with me with Firm Learning. My name is Heinrich. I'm a former McKinsey consultant, and on my channel I try to help you to become successful in the first years of your career. But now without further ado, let's jump into it. So see you in a moment. So welcome back home, and let's start by talking about how to set this up in the right way. From a little Instagram survey, I know that many of you are not used yet into this whole process of structured goal setting for the next year. And if this is you, if you do not have clear goals for the next year yet, or maybe you have some things in mind but not really a structured process of how to put this on paper, I would just encourage you to try it out. Try it out this year and test for yourself whether this makes a difference for you. And of course, I hope that with this video I can provide you a framework that can work well for you as well. And the next question that then always comes is, okay, how do I do it? How do I write it down? And of course here there isn't, the one correct thing that you need to follow. You can do it on pen and paper. You can do it in a note program like OneNote or Evernote. Personally, I just like to do it in Excel because it's a tool I often work in. So I will now show you how I write down my goals in Excel. So if you do that, if you do write it down in Excel, or maybe you also use some other technologies like this, what I would encourage you is to not just make a new document that then you save somewhere and then very likely you will just forget about it and never look at it again, but rather include it in a document, include it as a tab in a spreadsheet that you naturally open up on a regular basis. So maybe you already have a spreadsheet that you use for some other things related to personal growth, and by this you make sure that you naturally will open up this document several times over the upcoming year, and this then always is an opportunity to look back into this tab, to look back into what you wrote down now at the end of the year, to remind you of what you wanted to achieve. So what is the methodology for goal setting that I can very much recommend and really use for myself? This methodology is called Objectives and Key Results, OKRs. And maybe you've already heard about it. It got quite popular in the last years in the corporate world. To my knowledge, it was first described by Andy Grove in his book High Output Management. Andy Grove was the former Intel CEO. He wrote this book, very worthwhile reading. He talks about lots of other topics as well. It is included in the link in the video description where I talk about my book recommendations. So pick this up, very, very big recommendation from me. But there's a chapter in here about MBO, Management by Objectives, which is a bit of an old management methodology that was quite popular several years ago. And out of these ideas, the system of OKRs has been developed over time. Today, OKRs are used by many startups, but also larger corporations like Google, Microsoft, Twitter, Intel, and the like. Now, one could make a full course about what OKRs are and how to implement them, but the basic idea is that you break down your goals into objectives. So this is the O of OKRs, but then you disaggregate every objective into some key results, some clear, measurable key results that you want to achieve, that then together will lead you towards this objective that you set for yourself as a goal. Now, we will soon look into a couple of examples how I did this for myself. But just one other idea I want you to understand is that the idea is that the key results that you set for yourself, they should be stretch goals. They should be very ambitious. And the idea is that you should be okay if you achieve 60 to 70% of that key result. So be bold, set some ambitious targets which might be achievable, but maybe where you would also be okay if you maybe only achieve 60 to 70% of them after all. So now let's look into a couple of OKRs that I set for myself for the next year. As some of my OKRs are quite personal, please understand that I took out some of them, but still I believe that this will give you a very very good insight into this whole system works. Let's jump into it. I will now look at my screen to look into the OKRs that I set for myself. So first of all, I would like to encourage you to think about what might be groups that work for yourself, how you can cluster and aggregate your goals. Personally, I have three main areas that I want to focus on next year. First are some professional goals, second some health and sports goals, and third some other additional personal growth goals. These might be categories that work well for you as well, or maybe you'd also might need to adapt them a little bit to your needs. So let's go into the professional goals. And here I just want to make it clear that these are now only my goals related to firm learning. I have some professional goals regarding my full-time job as well, but due to confidentiality reasons, I don't want to disclose them here in the video. So first of all, I have goals for my three main channels that I want to focus on next year, and this is YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. What you see here is that I first of all have the goal on top, and then I have some key results that I want to achieve that are supposed to back up this objective that I write on top. So for YouTube, it is to become the leading career and consulting creator on YouTube. YouTube still is my main channel. I'm still incredibly grateful about the growth that I experienced this year, and of course I hope that I'll be able to sustain this over the next months as well. The key activity, of course, that I want to continue to do is to release a quality video every single week for you guys, and by this I hope that I will be able to increase my subscriber count over the next months. What you see here now, and what I also have for many of my other key results, is that I try to attach timestamps to them. So here now each quarter, I always feel like it's much more straightforward to disaggregate the goal into the quarters, so that then each quarter you can review where you stand against the goal. And this will also enable you to, if necessary, maybe revise or update the goal throughout the year, instead of realizing that after 1 or 2 quarters you pretty much are completely off track of the goal and have no way anymore how to achieve it. Now for me to come up with these specific subscriber goals, I looked into my social blade and looked into what they projected for my channel. Of course, for me, the perspective of reaching 300,000 subscribers at the end of next year would be just crazy. It would just be completely insane to me. Just the perspective of reaching 100,000 subscribers next year would be an immense achievement for me, and much more than I would ever have hoped for. So please do not misunderstand this. I will by no means be disappointed if I do not reach these 300,000 in the end. But again, I do want to set a stretch goal for myself, and this is based on my social blade analytics. Similar to that is Instagram. Here my main objective really is to become more consistent in the next year by creating one regular post every week on Instagram. I have not been very consistent on Instagram over the last months, but I do want to change and improve this now in the next year. So if you're not following me on Instagram yet, my handle is Firm Learning. I have lots of great content lined up for you on Instagram for the next month. So check out my Instagram channel and follow it if you're interested in these things. Besides Instagram, another channel that is really important for me for the next year is LinkedIn. I want to create 2 regular posts per week on LinkedIn next year, and also create 1 long form article per month. I do see LinkedIn as an important platform for the focus of my firm learning activities. So I do want to put the effort in it that it's worth, and then indeed have the hope that I will be able to achieve these follower targets that I'm setting here for myself. The next one is a new topic though. If you're already following me on my Instagram, you will already have heard about it, because in the next year I will release a major new educational offering for all of you. The working title of this is The Analyst Bootcamp, though I still might change the title. And the idea is that I want to create a full comprehensive course of how to be successful in the first years of your career. So based on the setting of being a young consultant who joins a team, I will teach you key communication skills, key Excel skills, key PowerPoint skills, skills about how to behave in meetings, how you interact with your leadership, with your other colleagues, how you navigate politics in organizations, many more topics like this. This will be a topic that will go significantly beyond what you might have already seen from me on the Udemy course. I will probably not host this on Udemy, but on a new platform that I will create. To be transparent, it will be sold at a higher price point of the courses that you already know from me. But this is something where I trust that I will be able to deliver great value for everybody who's interested in it. So I'm so excited about releasing this sometime next year. The exact release date is not defined yet, but of course I will keep you posted here on YouTube. If you want to have the latest information on that, please again also follow me on the Instagram. So for this course, I hope to complete the base version at the end of the first quarter. And of course I have some objectives in mind of how many of you will sign up and then join me in this new offering. Next area of goals is my health and sports related goals. And my first objective here is to get back into marathon shape. So I ran my first marathon in 2018 and then my second one in 2019. Initially I wanted to do one every year, and I was already signed up for a marathon in 2020, but then of course it got cancelled due to the current situation. So if the situation allows, I would love to do a new marathon in 2021 2021. And the main rationale for me is just that I realized that I just need such a goal, I just need such an event to really keep me motivated, to keep me training. If I do not have such an objective in mind, such a reason why I should train, then it's really hard to motivate myself, to really go out every week and do the kilometers. This is just why it's so important for me to have such an event to look forward to and then to train for. So in this spirit, I set myself as a goal to run a baseline mileage of 100 kilometers per month. So this is of course not enough to get into a good marathon shape, but this is kind of the minimum that I want to do every month. Then in the first quarter, I want to set up a training plan and start following it for the marathon, and then hopefully around the third quarter, I will be able to participate in a marathon. So far in my first 2 marathons, I was able to always run sub 4 hours, and I hope to again be able to do that. So honestly, I'm not in the perfect form at the moment, which is why I'm a bit hesitant to now set myself an even more ambitious goal. So let's try just to get back in form, do a marathon sub 4 hours, and then this will be fine for me. Another goal from me this year for sure is also to spend more time outside. Also realized over the last days I had a bit more time to spend outside with my family, how great this is, how important this is, and it's so easy just to spend the whole day in front of your desk, in front of your computer. But this is just a topic that is really something that I aspire to for the upcoming year as well. And in this context, my wife, who you see here behind me, actually also made a YouTube channel here recently. It is called Health and Growth, and she is talking about topics like how to stay healthy, how to grow in your life or also at work. So if you find this interesting, I will leave a link to her channel below in the video description. And actually already saw her a couple of months ago where we made a video about how you can stay healthy on your job while working in a high-paced career. Then the next point is now to try a new sport. So I would like to find a new sport that I can do in parallel to the running, just to mix it up a little bit and just try to do something completely else. I already tried out a couple of things over the last years, but I didn't really find something that sticked. So now I have a couple of new ideas for next year. Which one exactly I will pick for next year also depends a bit on my life circumstances. There are a couple of things happening currently in my life where I do not know yet how exactly this will play out next year. Once this is more clear, I will of course inform you on that. But depending on how this goes, I might pick the one or the other sports. And then once this is clear, I hope to be able to come into a routine where I then attend this practice once per week. So the third area are my personal growth related goals. And here I have 2 ones. And the first is to complete my PhD program. So not sure if all of you know, but I'm still working on my PhD that I started a couple of years ago. So I started it during the leave while I still was in consulting, but then I went back to work and then just hoped that I was able to finish it in parallel to work. This for sure proved a bit more challenging than I might initially have thought. So I'm still in the process of completing it, but I do hope that next year I can finish it. So I have some goals related to that. And trust me, if I only finish this, if I complete my PhD next year, this for me personally will be such a great success because I've worked on it already for so long that this alone will make my next year a great success. So thumbs pressed, guys, please cheer for me a little bit that this works out fine. And then last but not least, I always set for myself a net worth target that then I break down by quarter. So if you've already watched some of my other personal finance related videos, for instance how I achieved the 50% savings rate or my general strategy on investments, you already know that this is a topic that is very important to me. And since I started to systematically track my net worth a couple of years ago, I feel like this alone has helped me to really increase it and to really just focus on it and making sure that this number goes up over time. So if you've never heard about this, what the net worth means is pretty much just the difference of the value of your assets. So for instance, your stock portfolio, some other investments that you might have, or anything else of significant value that you own, subtracted by all the liabilities that you have on your name. So if you still have student loans or some other debt or maybe a mortgage on your house, you would deduct that from the value of your assets to end up with your net worth. So I have a more complex spreadsheet that I use to track my own net worth. So if you're interested to see how this looks like, write me a comment below in the comment section, and then I might make a whole video just to show you how exactly I track my net worth. But independent of that, I believe this is just really one of the base things that you should do. In my opinion, everybody should do this. It gives you clarity and focus and also just helps you to make sure that all the money that you earn, you do not just spend it and consume it, but that you invest it and that you do make sure that it goes towards increasing your net worth. So I hope you found these tips helpful. As always, if you have any question at all, leave me a comment below in the comment section and I will make sure to answer every single comment that you write. And of course, as you know, if you write a comment, this also helps me with the YouTube YouTube systems, so every comment is very much appreciated. If you took any value out of this video at all, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm and also subscribe to my channel to stay up to date on all my content. I release one video every single Saturday. Now what I would like to hear from you is, what are your goals for 2021? Let me know below in the comments as well. I'd love to hear about your aspirations, what you desire to do and you desire to achieve in the next year. If you want to see even more from me, also follow me on my Instagram. My handle is Firm Learning. I also have a mailing list. There's a sign up link to that below in the video description, and also feel free to follow and reach out on LinkedIn. Again, you can find a link below in the video description. Now I want to say thank you to all the members of Firm Learning. You are helping the cause of this channel tremendously. If you want to know how to become a member as well, just hit the join button next to the subscribe button to learn what it's all about. And yes, there are some member only perks that you will get as a member. So if you're watching until now, thank you so much. Next video will release next Saturday. See you again soon. Goodbye. This is Heinrich from Firm Learning.